Oh shit. Steven, story time? Hold on. Honey, put the kids to bed.
When I was in my 20s, I lived in St. Louis and I worked for a healthcare company. And what we would do at this healthcare company, we'd go into nursing homes and hospitals and we would take over their housekeeping and laundry departments. One of the things that we would often do is we would take on projects where we'd strip and wax floors in these facilities. Yeah, you could do rooms and stuff during the day, but if you did a whole facility, that kind of a process was usually done overnight. And it usually took a period of about 2-3 weeks to do a whole facility. And I would occasionally be tasked with being in charge of these projects. Well, at one point we got a project and we got a contract to do a nursing home facility on the north side of St. Louis. So we set a timetable of a couple weeks, and then I would show up, and we usually get started around 9 or 10 o'clock. And I would usually have a crew of about 4 or 5 guys that would come and help, and we'd strip and wax the whole facility. Some of those guys would usually rotate, but I usually had the maintenance man from that facility would usually show up every night and help me out. At this particular facility, that guy's name was Buck. Buck was a super cool guy. We got along really good. He was quite a bit older than me at the time. But we'd cut up, we'd get stuff done. Buck was a cool dude. One night we show up and Buck comes up to me before we get started and he's like, "Hey, Steven, by chance, do you think you could give me a ride home tonight?" He's like, "My car's not working. If you could give me a ride home, that'd be great." I was like, "Hey, no problem, man. Not a big deal. Happy to do it." So we would get done usually around 5:30, 6 in the morning. I go to take him home. So he tells me where to go. We head to the north side of St. Louis. Now, I could say it was a rough neighborhood, but when I said St. Louis, I kind of figured that was implied. Anyway, so I take Buck to where he says to drop him off. I pull over. He gets out. There's a few people out and about, but I don't really think anything of it. I go on home. Show up to work the next day. Buck comes up to me and he says, "Hey, thanks, man, for giving me a ride home last night. Really appreciate it." And I was like, "No problem, man. Happy to do it. Not a big deal." And he says to me, he's like, "Hey, by the way, did you happen to see the girl that was talking to me when you dropped me off?" And I said, I saw a few people hanging about. I didn't really think anything of it. I don't really remember anything. He's like, "You know what she wanted from me?" I was like, "No, man. I have no idea." He said, "She wanted to give me a blowjob for money." I said, "Dang." He says, "Man, all I had on me was $1.50. And I am not making up. I promise you, the next words out of his mouth, he leaned in real close and he said, "Not bad for $1.50." I was like, "Damn, man. Shit, I had $5."